Well, we were on the plane, and I don't know, like
Somebody asked us for the seats, because they said that they had an elderly parents who were there, and so they ended up swapping out with Joni and me. And the result was it ended up me and Eden instead of me and Joni sitting next to another guy in a 3 across row. And well, anyone who knows Eden knows that Eden's not going to sit next to somebody for 9 hours, especially an adult, and not talk to them. So Eden started talking to him and asking questions about where are you going, right? And why are you going there?
he was going to San Diego to see like his grandkids and his mom that he never met before, his birth mom, because he was adopted.
And in the process of that, he started to tear up as she asked, why are you going to San Diego? And he said, I have terminal brain cancer and I have less than a year to live. And I'm going to visit my family members in the States to say goodbye and before I head back to Germany to die. So you'd have to be stupid not to know that God just gave me a 2x4 across the head to talk to him. So we opened up a conversation, and just started asking questions about his story, and he served in the military and had been over in Iraq, and was just telling us, little vignettes in the story. And I could tell at some point that he had some brokenness in his life and he'd messed up in some ways. So I knew that usually the entree I have when I'm really going to talk to somebody is to share my junk. So took the opportunity to say, hey, let me tell you a little bit about my story. And I told him about how I was a drug dealer and became a Christian in jail and had a broken marriage and, different things. Well, once I did that, the floodgates opened, he just started talking. He started talking and weeping. And so it was, really powerful. So at some point we transitioned the conversation to talking about death. And, when you think about, as you're facing death, what's that like for you? And do you have any faith? And he said, well, I'm hoping, that I get in. And he said, I actually fear death, quite a bit. He said, I don't fear dying, but I fear death. And I said, well, I think, you can actually know, you can know with certainty where, what's going to happen after, and let me tell you a little bit about it. So started sharing a little bit of scriptures, and Eden gets on my phone and she starts whipping out scriptures off of the Bible app, and adding them into the conversation, which he was, just taken with, as you can imagine. And he was really receptive and said, what, I've never read the Bible, and I know I need to. So we said, hey, here's this app, here's how you download it onto your phone and start reading the book of John. And so he's like, I'm going to do it. So my commitment to you guys is I am going to read the Bible, over this next year. And when we were leaving the plane in tears, he said, you guys are angels sent to me by God. He said, I have no doubt about it, that God sent you to me today. And obviously you can't ask for a more rewarding conversation than somebody. Everybody has that experience in life where I think God pulls back the veil on life, and you see it for what it is, and he was in that place, where now facing death, he was really starting to see what was important. He talked about his family and his children and his grandchildren and different things, and facing eternity. And so those opportunities, I think, come for everybody. And the question is, are we available, when those doors open up?